Hey, welcome to Positive Mind Frame. My name is Ebony. Clock and while get your mind sane. Guys, guess what? It's been a month since I've done videos. It's been a month since I have done videos. I am so proud of myself. I am overjoyed. I don't know. It's just so many feelings that I have because even the thought of doing YouTube videos, okay, to be honest, I did not want to do it. It's just me being on camera. I really don't like being on camera. I never really like to. Like, I'll pose for a picture. I'll give you a 1, 2, and then that's it. I don't want to sit and talk. But I did it scared. I did it with all the nerves in me. I did it with excitement as well because I know that God placed something in me that needed to be out. And I don't mean to get super spiritual with it, but it's honestly like the truth. When I wanted to do the videos, I talked with my family. They all had my back. I told some very close friends because I didn't want everybody to know just yet. Because I had some self-doubt. Like, I didn't know how you guys were going to receive me or my mom. And I'm going to go behind my mom 100%. But I just didn't know. I just didn't know what to expect. And so far, I've gotten great feedback. I've gotten some growth feedback. I've gotten some awesome feedback. I've gotten just ways to grow. And like I said, I am a sponge when it comes to me wanting to grow and to influence. And I'm all about it. So if you have any feedback, please go back in any of my videos, whether it's editing, how I deliver, how Mama T delivers. I'm all about it. Please let me know if there's... I watch YouTube. I do, but I don't know if there's a DM or something. Please let me know. If you don't have that option, put it in the chat. I won't take offense at all. I just want to grow. And for you guys to be with me for a month and listening to my videos, my reels, whatever it is, I want to genuinely say thank you so much. You guys didn't have to do it. And I'm really proud of myself for going against the grain mentally, because mentally I was just scared. I really was. So I want to say thank you so much for celebrating a month of videos with me. I'm proud of myself, guys. I'm proud of myself, and I want to say thank you for being along this journey with me as I am pursuing my purpose here on earth. So I want to say thank you. So what I wanted to talk about are valid feelings, that your feelings are valid. I had a lot of trouble actually realizing that my feelings are valid. Actually, not that long ago. I mean, I'll probably say within the last year or two that my feelings are my feelings. And the reason why I said that I had a lot of trouble, so I am 32, as you guys know. It's just because that I was just afraid of hurting other people's feelings. And deep down inside, it's like, well, I have a right to feel a certain type of way because that's just how I feel. Or maybe just the people who I felt that they mattered to me, or that I put them on a higher pedestal, were like, well, they are right. Well, maybe I shouldn't have to feel that way. And they're wrong. And what came to me realizing that my feelings were valid is because one day, okay, I'm just breaking it all the way down. I'm just letting you know. Okay, so I was in this relationship for 5 years. Maybe some of you know, but I really don't put my business out in the open. Just the people that's close to me know. So I was in a relationship for 5 years to a guy, great guy. It wasn't a terrible relationship, but there were definitely some differences. And in that relationship, I've learned so much. And even in romantic relationships, it's really like a mirror to yourself. He was very boisterous of things that, of what he wants things to look like, And I say in the last maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe for some reason, I just found my voice. I found it. It was just it got to a point where I was walking on eggshells internally. I was just walking on eggshells to make sure that I won't say anything that make him mad, or things. Because number one, I don't like to argue. I really don't like to argue. We can have a disagreement and we can communicate, just fine. but I'm not a big person to argue. I'd rather you sit me down or whatever. But during like the last 2 to 3 years, I want to say the last 2 years of the 5-year relationship, it was just a lot of like headbutting. Nothing physical, but it was just a lot of headbutting in regards like to words. And I don't know, I found my voice in the last 2 years of that relationship, but it really kind of started to project in the last year. So what would happen is, I mean, we will have like arguments or whatever, but because of the history and I was just in love with this person and I wanted to make sure that we were happy, even though my parents did not agree. I will speak on that. They did not agree. I just didn't want anything to mess up what we had. So whatever like his feelings were or however he felt about anything, I just kind of went along with it, even though I did not honor myself. I didn't honor myself and speak up on the things that were bothering to me. Like he had certain habits that I didn't like, but what I did was I tolerated it until I eventually started hating it. But the reason why I tolerated it is because I was in love with this person, but also I felt like, well, if I don't say anything, then we don't have to break up. Or if I mention this type of habit that I generally don't like, it may cause like an argument and then we'll just be over. And then it's like, well, I kind of, invested too much time in this situation. So it's like, I just rather be quiet. And internally it was just war. It's like every day it's like, bro, like, do you really have to do this habit that I don't like? Or do you really have to do that today? It's just certain things that I did not like. And when you don't communicate or when you don't share how you feel about something, even if it's with the other person, you are dishonoring yourself. And it took a long time for me to learn that, because I'm tolerating a habit that I did not like. I did not communicate it, but I did not know that my feelings were valid, and that came from a place of dishonor to myself. Now, looking back on hindsight, in the process, of course, I wasn't thinking of that. So what that started to do, because I was dishonoring myself and not realizing that I had valid feelings, I started to tolerate it, and I ended up not hating him, but I started hating the habit that happened. And it would come up in arguments. And he would say, which is valid, he would say, well, like, when you met me, like, I already did this and you knew about it, you didn't say anything then. He has all rights to say that because I didn't speak up. So what eventually started happening was, for the past 2 years, I'm sorry, not the past 2 years, but the last 2 years of the relationship, God was dealing with me. Like, he dealt with me for 2 years, because it became war, like in my brain and in my heart. And I spoke to my parents and my close friends about it. It became war to the point where if there was an argument, I let him have it. Like, you do this, like, this is how I'm gonna be with you. And you do this, and you do that, and you do that, and you do that. He had valid feelings to feel how he felt. I did have a valid reason of how, I don't know how to say this. I had valid feelings and reasons to say what I had to say, but the communication was just broken down. It was broken down because I went along with someone who had different habits that didn't agree with me or didn't agree with my spirit, and communication just stopped. I think for like the past year to 2 years, it stopped. Like, I stopped like engaging in conversation. I was quiet. He just didn't interest me anymore. And what that did was it took an inward look at me, is because that I had a communication problem. I'm not saying I'm perfect now. I'm not. But what that did, or what that situation did, is that even when it came to bigger issues or bigger fish to fry, I wouldn't speak up. And my mom actually, when it comes to bigger things, like, my mom checked me about it. She said, Ebony, like, you can't be this leader, or you can't be the person who you want to be, and you can't communicate correctly. And I'm in this program. It's called Rise, and it's a leadership program. And the speaker said it great. He said, if you can't communicate, you can't lead. And now I'm finding myself in bigger positions now, professionally and personally, where God is putting me in a season of leadership. I don't know what's going on right now. I'll be transparent. I can't wait to basically tell you guys everything what's going on in this phase of my life right now, but it's all drawing to leadership. Even personally, it's drawing to leadership. So I have to kind of break down these communicational barriers, but also speak up when I need to speak up. And it's hard. It is hard. And I just want to, it's hard because I don't want to offend people, and I don't want to be thrown off the right track, and I don't want to be in a season where it's like I have to validate everybody's feelings while dishonoring my own. And I don't know what's going on right now, but it's just in a season where it's like my feelings are valid. And I don't know where the root of it came from, but from my remembrance, it came from this relationship. And I left this relationship 4 years ago. 4 years ago. So it just, I don't know, it just brought up something in me. And kind of trailing back, I'm kind of going a little everywhere because there's so much stuff. But I remember the last year before we split, I think I said everything I needed to say, and it didn't touch on not just only like his habits. And he said some things that I needed to work on, and I have been working on those things. But when I have found my voice, and it felt so good. It felt good because I just remember telling him, like, I am all that. I mean, just because that you're not in the picture, like, it's not like I can't go find someone else. It felt good that I was able to lay it out all on the table and don't feel guilty about it. And I do remember him telling me, he was like, well, I mean, you want to like put yourself on this high horse thinking you're better than everybody, and I'm not. And I'm never portrayed to be that, because I'm not. But there was one point where I just was like, I'm about to let you know who I am today. Like, my name Ebony, I am all that. I am the prize. As Lori Harvey said, I am the prize. I have something to offer. And just because that you're not that person, it doesn't mean I can't go find someone. And then there was one time where he said, well, I mean, you are like never going to find anybody like me. You're exactly right. And I don't know if he meant when I said that. What I meant was, you're exactly, I'm not going to find nobody like you with your habits that I will allow access to my life again in that way. So it's just one of those things where it's like my feelings are valid. If I get emotional, I'm not gonna apologize for being emotional. And I used to have a habit of doing that. Because number one, I don't like crying in front of people. I don't, but I'm just sensitive. It was certain things, and it's like I just get emotional. But I did do that probably like a couple months ago with my mom. She said, there's no reason for you. I mean, you don't have to apologize for being crying. So mine and your feelings are valid, where if you get emotional and you cry, that's okay. Don't apologize for it. If someone is disturbing your peace, it's okay to let them go, and your feelings are valid for that. If no one is bringing something to the table that you're able to grow and to flourish, your feelings are valid to let them go. Do not dishonor yourself by pleasing other people emotionally, because you will be drained at the end of the day. Walking on eggshells is not going to solve a problem, because you're going to be hurting at the end of the day. Don't walk on eggshells around other people to please them emotionally, because you're just going to be dishonoring yourself. I know I said the same thing twice, but it's just true. Like, your feelings are valid. Don't apologize for how you feel. Now, if you're wrong in some type of sense, not about your feelings, but about a situation, definitely go back and make it right. But how you feel is how you feel. And don't let anybody discredit you. Don't let anybody make you feel below. Don't let anybody try to label you as being sensitive or you think you're on a high horse. Don't apologize for your feelings because your feelings are your feelings. I had a hard time with that just because I wanted to make sure that the other person is okay. And I was dishonoring myself. So when you don't communicate how you feel or how to solve a situation, do not say sorry. Your feelings are valid and it comes with communication barriers. Like I said, I tolerated something for so long, and when like the bigger issues came up because I was too worried about the other person, trying to protect the other person, it became evident in every other areas in my life. And it's just not good, especially when you're in the middle or you're in a season of being a leader and God is preparing you and processing you. So that's something that I had to learn. And that was a character flaw that I had. I'm still working through it. And I'm a lot better with my communication now. I say what I got to say and I move on. I mean, we could definitely have a conversation, but if I stand on something, then I just stand on that unless we come to a common agreement. So with my relationship, even though it didn't work out, and of course I wish him the best, nothing but the best, I now know how to communicate better. I know what to look out for. I have my negotiables and my non-negotiables as well, and I'm sticking by it this time. So that is something that I've learned. If this was a little jumbled up, I do apologize. There was just so many thoughts in my brain. But remember that your feelings are valid. Don't apologize for your feelings. Get some people around you who are like-minded or even to help you even communicate better professionally and personally, or have some spiritual friends. Whatever that looks like for you, just to grow, do that. But you have feelings for a reason, and it's to be communicated correctly. But don't feel sorry for having feelings just for the betterment of others. Because at the end of the day, the other person wants to be heard. They want to say what they want to say, and they want to feel how they want to feel. And you have the same right to do the same as well. So in all of this, you are valued and you're more than enough to say what you need to say, and your feelings are valid. So if no one told you today, or if you're in a thought process of feel that your feelings are valid in whatever situation you're in, or whatever challenging you're facing, or even within your friends or family, your feelings are valid. Say what you got to say and move on, respectfully. Okay? So just 3 things I want you to remember is that you are loved, you are valued, and you are enough. Go ahead and communicate your feelings because they're valid. Have a good day.